Hey guys, it's the Oracle of Origins giving you my monthly tips or just general maintenance tips to keep a great home and to prepare for each season. So we are sitting here in the summer season, which is close to hurricane season, and I still look around the neighborhood and so many people do not have gutters. I do not understand that. There is no doubt gutters are effective for so many different things, so make sure that you line yourself up with a good gutter company, which I do have. Just contact me. We'll get you a link. You can call me directly, whatever it is, and I can get you set up with people. And here's the other thing too. Anybody that I recommend, that means I know they'll do the job for you. I've seen their work. I've been doing business with them for a while, but just remember that. So when you contact me, I can get you that information. But at the end of the day, gutters. That is one of the biggest things that I still think that or still see that people are not doing all the way around. Some people have listened to the advice, but that's a major maintenance feature that needs to be done for all these homes because it rains here all the time. We had a stretch just this past few weeks that it rained every day. Even if it's a brief rain, it still saturates the home, saturates the areas around the home, and a good gutter system gets the water away from the home. So that is key. That's my first key for this summer season. Also, if you haven't already, pressure washing once a year. Make sure you pressure wash. It's usually right after pollen season, which is in your probably May is what I recommend. May, June, July areas, because pressure washing, especially in Florida, and it's even more important as you get closer to the Gulf of Mexico with all that salt air. But we're sitting about 1 mile to 2 miles north of the Gulf, and we still get salt air up here. But so many factors come into keeping a home pressure washed. We do recommend once a year. That is almost vital to keeping a home maintained correctly, and not just for the look, but it's actually for the protection of the paint as well. Because all these harsh things that are in the air will break down and actually cost you more in the end. So continue to look for things like that where it comes to your general maintenance of the exterior of the home. I recommend gutters 100%, pressure washing once a year, and something new that has come up. So out here in Watersound Origins, we have our irrigation water that comes out of Camp Creek. Now there's pros and cons with that. The pros are the fact that we don't have to pay for our water. That's huge. I actually used to live in a neighborhood that during the summer months, the growing season, which is pretty much April through October, you would have to pay for your water because it was generally hooked to city water and city sewer, which is expensive. So anybody who's been through that, and I know a lot of people have, this is a huge bonus out here at Watersound Origins. We do not have to pay for that, but our water comes out of Camp Creek, so it's not as clean, meaning there is all kinds of algae and other microbes that can be in the water that get into your irrigation filtration system. So they actually have options. Some of the builders are actually putting it in standard, but if they haven't, especially in the homes that were built between 2012 and 2000, probably the last for about 10-year stretch, I don't think they have these things in existence. But there are these irrigation filtration systems that are phenomenal. I actually had my first experience of a system that would not work. It was totally clogged. Of course, a homeowner calls me and I go right out there because that's just who I am. I don't like middlemen. I know how to take care of a lot of things, and if I don't, I know who to call. So again, that's the Oracle of Origins resources, and I'm going to keep telling people that. That's what separates me. I'm hands-on with everything, but this particular situation was one of my clients called me up. Irrigation system was on, but it was not running at all through the system. You could hear it on, but it just would not go through the irrigation heads. Well, come to find out, they actually had one of these irrigation systems, and I wish I had a picture of it, and then next time I will, or I'll find a way to get that to you if you're interested, because I took pictures of everything. I've got the resources to get them hooked up at people's house, but it was incredible. It took me literally 10 minutes to get that system working, and it was general cleaning, but it did its job. This filtration system, if you would have seen what it had on the filter itself, you wouldn't have believed it, because it had totally clogged out the system. And if it didn't have that, all that algae or buildup would have been in each individual irrigation head. And that's what a lot of people have gone through for years in Origins, is having expensive irrigation audits. Not to say that you don't need them from time to time, but you would need them multiple times during the year, which again, it can be quite expensive. Here you have one filtration system, and it captures majority of what's in there, so you don't have to go to the individual heads, which is huge, good for timing and everything else. So like I said, it literally took me 10 minutes to take a home that had no irrigation. The grass was starting to get brown, and immediately when I cleaned the system, put it back together, and this is an easy system to do. This is general cleaning, twisting off a cap, doing a few things. I mean, it's really set up for anybody to do it. But once I was done with it, it was immediate. Right when I turned on the valves, boom, irrigation just started to come on, because I had forgotten I left it on, actually, meaning the irrigation panel. So right when I connected everything, turned the valve to get the water running through it, all the heads jumped on like that, and then now I had found something else I was able to accomplish and to give as a resource, or even a teaching guide. I have no problem doing that, and I'm going to be doing things like that, guys. Again, you're just dealing with someone who's just so hands-on. I've been that way for 20 years. I've gotten smarter here recently, and I know my limitations because I'm just too busy. But I still enjoy going out there to try to save customers and clients and even friends or even non-clients. If they call me and I know how to fix it, I'm going to go out there and see what I can do before you have to call up other professionals. Because a lot of this stuff needs immediate assistance. And that's the key. Because I couldn't imagine. Actually, you know what's funny? I actually made a phone call yesterday to this company who had installed these, because I was given their information, and they still haven't called me back. And that's like saying, if I had to wait for them to come over here and help me out with this system, or the homeowner who had no clue, who knows when they would have showed up. But guess what? The grass doesn't care. The sun doesn't care. It's continually to wreak havoc on that lawn. But I was able to fix it there, like I said, in about 10 minutes, and it felt really good to help our customers. And that is one of my clients. So they were very grateful. And I'm grateful to Huff Homes. Huff Homes actually put it on that particular home, and that was in the Longleaf Park community. I'm actually going to get with all the builders to see who is doing that on a standard standpoint and who is not, because I'm going to tell my clients and my other colleagues and their clients to make sure that is a vital piece to add if they have not added that already with the standard setup with the irrigation system there. So again, that's another maintenance. That's maintenance number 3. So we talked about gutters, we talked about pressure washing, and we've talked about the irrigation filter, which is vital here in Watersound Origins. So getting back to that again, we don't pay for our irrigation, so we can water it every day. We can water it twice a day and keep a nice healthy lawn, and you'll see that out here in Origins because of how our irrigation water is set up. But you do need that filtration system. The last thing I'm going to bring up is the fact that we have item number 4, which is big, and this is one of the things that I'm still struggling. And it may be a few different reasons why people aren't doing it on timing where they should on a schedule. It's Pinestraw. Going through Origins, I notice a lot of people they don't put Pinestraw out, the amount of time that they need just to keep a nice look to the home. I can tell people haven't done it in years in some capacities. And there could be a few reasons, but I think Pinestraw is a huge factor, or mulch. But here's the problem. Until we know for sure what you can and cannot do here at Origins, I know people struggle with that because I know things have to be approved. And Pinestraw obviously is one of these things that is approved. But I will say this, Pinestraw's gotten expensive. It can cost you anywhere between $500 to $1,000 to even more, depending upon the size of your yard. And $500 probably is not going to happen anymore. Now you can do it on your own, but again, I'm past those days. There's some maintenance to that as well. You've got to understand how to put it in and how to make sure you lock it in and all that. You've got to have the ability to go get the pine straw. That's the other thing. So there's so many different ways to go about it. But what I've noticed is the clients that I've set them up with the pine straw companies, they've been falling anywhere between $800 to $1,200 and sometimes $1,500 because there's so many different things you have to do. And it's not just pine straw per se. It's the trimming of your hedges, the trees, truly maintaining the home. And it's not just for when you have to sell. This is for your everyday coming home, that feeling that your home is very well maintained. And so that's all this is, guys. This is all about just general maintenance, some other ideas just to keep up. Because I know a lot of times we get so busy, we're going to get to it and everything else. But if you want to get ahead of the game and you want to keep things maintained, these are some of the things that I've done. And I flag and I highlight to other clients that these are things to expect on a year-to-year basis of general maintenance. Sometimes some of these things are done twice, like your pine straw typically only lasts anywhere between 5 to 8 months. So I would say on a year-to-year basis, you're probably going to put pine straw in twice. And that's if you want that beautiful, fresh look around your home Again, your pressure washing is once a year. Gutters is obviously a one-time investment, but it is a huge investment from the standpoint of what it does to maintain your home and functionality of your home. Too many times I've gone to people's houses where I'll walk in, it's raining, and there is a valley of water coming down upon me. And again, not many builders put them in as a standard. There's only certain ones that'll do it based upon some of the features that the home has. So don't think that comes with the home. So plan for that. And then the last big thing that I talked about was the irrigation filter, which everybody in Origins really needs to catch on to that because it could be a big savings for you. And again, we're all in the same boat when it comes to the type of irrigation water that we have, which again, we are happy to have because it could be very expensive if we didn't have the irrigation water that comes out of Camp Creek. But it does need to be filtered in order to have a nice running efficient lawn, because if not, and I do have a few homeowners that are second homeowners, without people calling them to say, hey, you might have an irrigation problem because they're not here, they would have more expense, because I've seen where lawns have burned up to the point where they can't grow back. So you're going to have to replace all that lawn because of a maintenance issue that you didn't know about, and that is a maintenance issue that everybody has to go through here if you don't have the proper filtration system, which again, it's not that expensive. So contact me. We'll try to put some links, phone number. I can get you set up with any of those things. That's what I want to be for everybody, is your resource to things. So this is the beginning of monthly or weekly tips. I'm going to be a plethora of information, of a resource, whether it be maintaining things like we're talking about today, any general contract work, subcontract work, painters, everything you can think of. I'm going to be a source that you can call and we can get you set up. So again, this is the Oracle of Origins signing off and letting you know that I truly care about my homeowners, people that live here, and I want to be that source for you from the standpoint of maintenance, sales, just information in general, and I strive to be that point of contact for you here at Watersound Origins.